Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariah. This is going to be a general love reading for all of you Taurus babes, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for November 2nd through November 8th, 2020. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with all of you. If it doesn't, feel free to check out one of the other placements in your guys' chart, your Moon, Rising, or Venus sign, to see if those messages resonate more for this time period. With that said, I love you all. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe and happy and healthy. If you guys haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. It helps grow my channel and I would greatly appreciate it. I pulled a wild offering card just for the collective, just for this week's overall energy. So I will read it to you guys today. I'm not going to read it next week. Obviously there will be a different card, so I'm not going to read it every day because I don't do a reading every day. So it says, it's from the Wild Offering, and it says, striving. Eventually the individual's ego's drive to make things happen falls away, replaced with a relaxed, trusting openness to answers as they arise. Thank you, Divine, for letting me move with the flow. Whew, that was a lot of words. Yeah, and it says make things happen, you know, and it says releasing yourself from ego. Yeah, I was watching a YouTube video today, you know, the best and quickest way to manifest, you know, writing down and setting that intention. And then we kind of have to release it. We kind of have to let go of it, so to speak, so that, you know, the universe can help manifest what we want. And it's going to take time to come back into our vibrational energy, especially depending on where we're at with ourselves. You know, if we're not, you know, living at the certain vibrational energy that, you know, the thing that we're asking for, whether this is a relationship, a job, however it resonates, you know, we reap what we sow. So yeah, the universe wants to provide that. They always want to, you know, provide what we're asking for and we're trying to manifest, but we need to make sure that we're living on the same vibrational, you know, level. So you kind of have to release it and just trust in the universe that things will manifest to you, you know, in its own given time. The more you obsess about it and, you know, think about all the little details and how it's going to happen, or if you go into anything with any fear, you know, based things like you can't do it, or you don't deserve it, or this person's better, or whatever, you know, for one, comparison's a thief of joy, and two, you guys can do anything that you set your minds to. So never tell yourself you can't, because that's what you'll manifest. Nothing. Tell yourself you can. Positive affirmations, really healing your inner child, loving your inner child. And then we have free yourself. It says, it's time to take back control of your life. And this could be freeing yourself from a lot of different things. For a lot of you guys, it could be a romantic relationship or a friendship, a living situation, an addiction. It's going to resonate with you guys differently, but at the bottom of the deck, it says, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So yeah, you're breaking free from something, a situation. For a lot of you, I feel like it is like a romantic connection. This is a general love reading, so it can resonate differently for some of you, but and the song I got on shuffle for you guys was If We Never Met by John Kay. I will leave that information in the description box below, but it's like, if I never met, I'd be waking up drunk in somebody else's bed. So somebody could feel kind of like maybe like trapped and bound to you, and not necessarily in a bad way, but maybe you feel like you want to save yourself, like you don't want to go out and like give your, you know, self sexually to other people, or your person could feel like this. Even if you guys are in separation right now, you know, you're not talking, there's not a lot of communication, I still feel like you guys know what you want, and you know the person that you want, and you know the person that you want to manifest. And some of you, yeah, you're not living on that vibrational level as them, you know, and vice versa. So, you know, some balancing out of the scales a little bit is needed, I feel like, for you guys. And this card that you got says surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. Yeah, you guys are surrendering to this situation, to this, you know, especially if it's been something that you've been trying to manifest, you know, especially a specific relationship with one person, or just like a type of relationship. If you're having a hard time manifesting those things and you're always like, what the heck? Like, I always get the shit end of things. This may be true, but it's also your mindset going into it. If you think that you're not going to, you know, find something and somebody that you deserve and that, you know, that you would want. For one, you need to change your, you know, we can't ask for things in our relationship that we're not willing to put into it ourselves. So there needs to be an equal give and take. We have family room, bottom of the deck. This could resonate for some of you guys differently. Some of you could have had sex in somebody's family room. Some of you could have like met in somebody's family room at a party, you know, take it how it resonates. Bottom of the deck, family room. And then some of you guys like to hang out in somebody's family room, maybe watch TV. I don't know, it's a fancy family room. Some of you guys have a fancy family room. And then we have main female number 2. So you or the person that you are dealing with could be the, you know, you are the main female. And that's why I said maybe somebody feels like they kind of like want to wait for you, so to speak. Not like they're sitting around waiting, you know, not living their life. But yeah, some of you like maybe protect your energy, protect like your sexual energy, you know, who you give that energy to. And if you have it in the past, you know, you're really starting to embrace that now because you see your worth, you see, you know, how amazing and beneficial and, you know, creative and imaginative sex can be. And you don't want to share that with just anybody. Some of you are like a sex goddess or sex god. Like, yeah, you know your worth and you're not gonna just give that, you know, to anybody. So good for you, babes. Let's pull in some tarot messages and see what other messages are coming in for you, Taurus babes. We have the Hanging Man for the current energy coming in. Major Arcana for Pisces. But you know, this is just kind of feeling stuck, kind of feeling stagnant, not knowing what to do. Especially if you've been waiting around for this person to communicate with you or, you know, to speak their truth or apologize. You know, this is needing to see things in a different perspective, or you're starting to see things in a different perspective. You know, from whatever was holding you back, you're freeing yourself from it. You know, self-limiting beliefs, ego, fear, and you're just doing you. Let's post in some other messages. Page of Coins, bottom of the deck. That's your guys' energy, or you could be connecting to another earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But any challenges or blockages in this relationship, we have 7 of Coins coming in. Your guys' energy, Taurus, or like I just said, you could be connecting to another earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But the challenges or blocks in this relationship, I feel like are not all that bad. Like some 7 of Pentacles, somebody sees the long-term potential value, stability, you know, they see this going long-term, like 7 years, you know, 7 years could be significant for some of you. Some of you could be like a life past 7 or born on the 7th. There could be a 7-year age difference. Some of you guys could have like a 7-year-old child, but yeah, and some of you guys could have a dog, but they see the long-term stability in this, and so do you. I feel like though maybe somebody's been waiting around for a while for this person to, you know, come to terms or see your value or see your worth. Even though they do, they're not acting upon it. I feel like that's like the biggest challenges, because, you know, that's coming in for the challenges or blocks in the relationship. Bottom of the deck, Magician, could be connecting to an Aries. Let's see, what is the advice from Spirit for Taurus for November 2nd through November 8th, 2020? Advice from Spirit. Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah, beautiful energy. I mean, this is not, I mean, in the upright, this is heavy. Yeah, you guys have been through hell and back. This is, you know, you guys have still been through the heavy energy, but now you're releasing it. That's the advice from Spirit, is release yourself from this, you know, get back up on your own 2 feet, free yourself from these burdens, free yourself from the situation. And it's not to say you'll never be in contact or relation with this person again. Maybe some of you won't, but some of you, you know, you just need to take a step back and just focus on you, not obsess so much about this relationship or how it's going to come back together, or even if it's not a specific relationship, you know, just obsessing about having a relationship or the kind of relationship, you know. Take a step back and just kind of focus on you and you do you, and that's when love finds you. We have 9 of Wands, bottom of the deck, fire energy, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. You or your person could definitely have some trust issues, you know, walls put up. It's like the wounded warrior. One of you or both of you could have had like a very hard childhood, hard upbringing, you know, just carrying a lot of burdens around. And then the final outcome for you babes, Taurus, is Ace of Coins in reverse, which is your energy, or like I said, you guys could be connecting to another earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But in the upright, this is a new opportunity, a new relationship, a new job opportunity, a new beginning for some of you. But yeah, you guys are closing the door to that chapter, at least for now. And I don't say that in all my readings. So for some of you, I feel like this person could come back around. You guys could reconcile in the near future, the future, or maybe never. But that's not what you guys should focus your energy and your intention on right now. You should just focus on healing yourself, healing your inner child, and making sure that you're showing up for yourself every day, for your children if you have children, and making sure that you're showing up how you would want somebody to show up in a relationship. Don't change all these things once you find somebody. Change all the things that you don't like about yourself first, and then you'll find somebody more on that vibrational level that you guys are living on, and it'll be a more equal give and take situation. Bottom of the deck, we have Page of Wands, fire energy. This person looks like very mischievous, but fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This could be some communication. This could have been a newer connection, but Page of Wands, yeah. You could be wanting to communicate with a fire sign, or they could be wanting to communicate with you. Then we have King of Swords. Somebody's thinking very logical. Somebody's very much in their head about it, and that's what could have taken this person so long to come back around and kind of see your worth. But also, yeah, there's heavy energy surrounding this situation, surrounding the energy. It's gonna be different for a lot of you, and some of you, it's maybe not even betrayal from this person, but for a lot of you guys it is. And lying, cheating, stealing, or just not keeping their word, ghosting you, taking longer than they said they would to do things. Like, it's just you're just freeing yourself, because we can't control other people. And I've been in that hamster wheel, where you obsess about all these little things and it'll come back together. And once you just kind of release it and take a step back and focus on yourself, whether this relation comes back together or a different one finds you, you'll be ready for it, because you've done the inner work. I don't even feel like I need to clarify this. No, I don't. Spirit says no. We're just going to pull in a advice card for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus before we close out this reading. Taurus. There it is. It says, life is forever changing in accordance with nature's divine will. May we lovingly embrace life's changing seasons in the knowledge that all is as it should be, and that love is all there is. Yeah, change is hard for a lot of people, myself included. And the more, we strive and try to hold on to it and try to not embrace change and let, life and natural change, take its course, take its flow,